Alright, here we are heading back out to the peninsula again, going to go explore some of the trails next to where we went last time, out near Quilcene. Got a bunch of weather coming in, supposedly, a bunch of snow. Apparently they had a little bit of snow in Silverdale already. So we might pull the plug early, we'll see. Plenty of clouds over there. So it should be a fun little outing. Gonna aim at being home before or around the time of dinner, so it's not gonna be another overnight trip this time. But not a bad way to spend a Saturday, I guess. All right, we're going up what I believe is called Rocky Brook Road out here a little past Quilcene, and we're climbing quick. There's a pretty fun little, what looks to be a pretty fun little loop out here with a bunch of spur roads, so that's what we're exploring now, or going to be exploring soon, I guess I should say. But we're just now kind of jumping off Rocky Brook and climbing up a little bit. There's Lisa in the rear view, maybe you can see, maybe you can't, but running into some, I guess it's 34 degrees, so some cool temps. Snow's starting to come down a little bit. Ground feels really frozen still, so I'll definitely bring you back on board here when and if I see something interesting or worthwhile. All right, we just stopped, had a little team meeting, aired the tires down. I came down to 10 pounds. I'm able to walk on the top of this snow unless I put my heel down. So decided I'd rather just sit on top of this stuff if I can, and it seems like that's exactly what's happening.
This is why I like you ahead of me, because this thing is kind of a steep little whoop-de-doo, but I worry it's too steep.
All right, so this is where we're gonna get out and video and spot.
Like, I don't know how to know if I go down this, am I gonna end up on my nose.
I'll spot you. So in this dip, you're gonna be fine. Just don't hit it fast. And this is where you want to hug that bank up there. The snow banking toward the side is what's the sketchy part. So stay far left as you can without scraping the shit out of your rig, obviously. Keep a decent amount of momentum once you pop up and out of this little dip. And then keep your nose high. Keep your nose high. Meaning when you go into that, if you start sliding, gotcha, keep your nose up. Because if your rig does this, we're good, we're fine, we're okay. If your rig does this, that's a little worse. Okay, so I'm gonna go up there and look at it real quick just to make sure it's not, and then I'll just, if you want me to spot you, I will, but otherwise just take it at a like reasonable pace, and if it starts getting scary, stop. That's why you're in front, because I have a winch. I can just wheel right up here, no problem, creepy crawl up there and hook my winch to you, and we know that no big problem's gonna happen, right? So, and traction boards, we got 8 traction boards. Doing this in E-Howdy boots, probably not the smartest decision I've made today. Yeah, I mean, I'm walking on top of this snow right now. You know, that's with cowboy boots. And it's much deeper than that footprint. And yeah, this is no problem. No problem. Cool, so I will tune back in here in a second. Side mirror, by the way, when you do that. When you I'm like, oh, she's stressing right now. I can just read you from back there in your side mirror. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm a little shaky. So this one, I don't have to be way high, right?
Well, no, you don't have to. The deepest, like most drastic part of that hole is where my boots went. So my boot, I walked right through the deepest part of that. So if you stay to the left, there's less chance of a radical like bounce. But again, don't try to fly through it all bam bam style. You're fine. Like I said, just roll slow, nice and controlled and comfortable. And once your front tires start touching that other side, gas it. Keep going. There you go. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. And we're starting to get into some sketchy snow up here. Way up on the first spur off of whatever the hell that road was called. Snow's starting to get quite a bit deeper. Any tire tracks in the snow are looking quite old, really. If we're going to turn around, this is a good turnaround. Otherwise, we should keep going. But if we're going to keep going, I want to air down some.
I don't know. I have some concerns.
All right, back on the main road. Heading back, or heading out further in into. Uh-oh. Unless we're gonna climb some hills. Anyway, so yeah, just took a detour. Hang tight. Hang tight. You should give that a go. It's fine. Lock the rear, 4 low, just ease on up. There's plenty of room up here. But if you're gonna do it, I want to film it.
I'm not 100% sure I want to do it.
Of course you do. So this is that little hill we just came up. There she's cheek puffing again. Groovy. So back down and just give it a little bit more momentum, and I think you'll go right up it. That's close. Oh man, I don't know if the cameras can pick up all that glittering snow, but that's pretty cool. It's like fairy dust. Man, it's pretty out here. Alright, let's get ready to give it the beans. Hell yeah, man. Decent. Can you hear that back tire? That's your locker. And it's not hurting anything, but that's right on, man. That was a fun little detour. Your tell, by the way, if you ever are like super stressed and you don't want to look super stressed, don't puff your cheeks. Because your cheeks go wham. It's like blowfish. It's like, oh man, she's not feeling it. All right, I'm gonna go jump in the Jeep and on we'll go. Sorry for the detour, but I couldn't help it.
All right, I take my locker thingy off.
That was fun, right?
That was all right. It was stressed, but it was okay.
Well, this is like little micro steps toward Weathertop. You know? Confidence builders. Because when you're doing stuff like this, stock, when you're lifted and on those better tires, you're going to be able to look at some and be like, that's just like that thing I did before, except now I can do it easier, right? All right, little detour to go climb that little hill is over and back on the road we go. Overall, really liking it out here. This is much better than most of the other trails we've hit between here and Port Angeles. Once we get these trails explored, hopefully health stuff will permit, we'll start checking out some Forest Service roads and some Forest Service road systems west of Port Angeles, probably west of Lake Crescent. There's some good stuff out there, some good fishing too. So that's the tentative game plan on these little weekend runs where you don't really have the time to go further and do BDR type stuff. Dummies. And here we have a T in the road. And this is our Okay, so the one to the left goes up and it goes back, like I said, out kind of looks a little more climby. This one to the right takes what looks like probably an easier road around the short part. Are we still good with taking this more climby, windy road version that we talked about initially?
I'm good with everything that doesn't involve destroying my paint job or snow as deep as the snow that we just got out of.
All right, so let's go check this one out, see how it goes, and if it sucks, we'll turn around. Then we'll know that we need to come back and check it out. And then there's also a beautiful view to the right here, by the way, as you roll next to my Jeep. I don't know if you can see it from there, but it's gorgeous. So we're gonna go ahead, as you can probably pick up from that little communication, we're gonna continue on. We're now on the loop part of this road. We're going out what looks like a more windy, technical climbing portion of the loop. And if we complete this portion and get back on the tail end of this route, then it only leaves a tiny little part of this whole road that we haven't explored, which would be nice. But, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to get some concurrent video with the DJI. This is something else. Not gonna get out of the vehicle. But holy cow.
Really pretty.
What a view. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, so far this trail loop's definitely batting 1,000. Definitely worth the time. How cool. The snow's getting a bit thicker. I'm not gonna get out of the vehicle, but holy cow.
Really pretty.
What a view. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, so far this trail loop's definitely batting 1,000. Definitely worth the time. How cool. Alright, we went up that, we're going up that long first spur off of that road down below. This one goes out quite a ways, and it goes up, it looks like, for quite a ways too. The snow's gotten a lot deeper out here. It's not coming down appreciably harder really, but it's getting deeper in spots. Quite the drop off, and fair amount of little drainage ditches across the road, so it's starting to get a little more fun. It's getting a little more BDR road-ish instead of well-maintained forest road feeling. Overall, absolutely beautiful out here. The hillsides are steep on both sides, but not enough snow to make that scary or sketchy or anything. Might be a different story here after the snows come down, but so far so good. Beautiful. Like the clouds are about to eat that lit hillside with snow on the trees, but
Yeah.
a little fire right here. I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, it goes down and down and down, but look at that. Just the void. The void. So beautiful out here. Clouds coming in, so probably should get moving. So out that way is a big old drop off, and it would be a really beautiful view, but it's just a whiteout. It's kind of cool. It's just like a giant canvas draped right there. You can't see squat. The Olympics are particularly beautiful, in my opinion, in the wintertime. It's just a little bit special. It's less rainforesty, or less wet and soggy looking, and a little bit more like kind of Christmas winter forest looking, if that makes any sense. But I don't think you can get a real good sense of it, but that drop goes just down, down, down. You can see the treetops right there, and those are not tiny trees. So, anywho, still coming down off the spur road. All right, some FPV here of the little dip Lisa went through right here, and that what looks like a sloped corner up here. But we're doing a little hare, fox and the hare, so I'm trying to catch up to her. But
Tearing the shit up out of my car.
you're talking about weeds and shit?
Yeah, in order to not pull off the side, I had to like, and now it's getting all sorts of chunky and choppy, and I don't know that I can turn around. So, I'm gonna keep going up until I can find a place to turn around, but I'm not loving this at all.
I can see it. It's up to you. Did you want me to get out and machete some stuff for you, or do you want to just call it good up there?
Well, I mean, the damage is done, and it sucks, but I don't want to fall off the edge, because I can feel the hind end wanting to slide. And now it's choppier, but yeah, I just wish I knew how far up there's a turnaround.
Well, I haven't seen one here for a little bit, and I don't think I'd want to do most of this stuff in reverse, so unless you saw something I didn't see, I think the move is to just keep going until you find a place you can flip around if you want to turn around.
Okay. Alright, that wasn't as bad as I thought. This is my turnaround, though. Never mind, I'm going to the next turnaround.
Atta girl.
And I'm stuck.
Nah, I think you could keep going if you wanted to.
I was trying because I want to get a little forward before I turn around, and I'm not sure that I can.
All right, we got the Toyota stuck in some deep snow over here. We got the traction boards out, as you can see. Nyah. Okay, so let's see. Is there a place I can put hold on. So pardon me, people, but I'm going to put you. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not getting, nope, nope. Here.
We put in that tree.
Can you see? Hopefully you guys can see.
Oh no, I'm stuck.
The Toyota, everybody understands.
Oh, okay.
All right, so. Put it neutral,
Okay.
and I'll talk to you through the radio.
Okay.
but just basically cover your brake.
Copy.
Otherwise, leave it. I have a feeling it has a pretty good vantage point.
Well, my tire's not supposed to be in that track.
This is all true. Weren't supposed to be stopped right there either, but anyway.
Alright, so my left tire goes where your feet are now, right?
Yeah,
So after I back up.
yeah, that way. Let me back up a ways first.
Okay. How far forward do you think I should go before I attempt to get it backed in to turn it around? I don't want to end up in that hole again.
Well, I'd go up there. I don't know how to describe it to you. See that branch? Because I don't know that you're going to be able to get up in there.
I don't know that I am either. But I'm not going, I refuse to go around that corner.
But the trick is once you start to get up in there, crank the wheel as fast as you can without sliding.
Okay.
And just keep backing in there.
Okay, I'm feeling...
Because you want to do a 2 or 3 point. You don't want to do an 18 point because you're not going to do an 18 point. You're going to dig yourself in.
I have a feeling, I will not think pessimistically.
Yeah, I mean, it's no big deal. Like, try it. If you fuck it up, we'll try it again.
Well, this
Until you
time
figure
it's
it
in
out.
4-low with the locker and all that, so maybe it'll be different.
Yeah, but remember 4-low is super torquey. Don't be just jumping on it. You know what I mean? But momentum is important as you get up there, and it's going to be important when you come back in here. I'll watch you. I'll talk to you. Isn't necessary here. All right, we got Lisa unstuck just now. I just flipped around. We're going to bebop back down this little spur road. The snow started getting a little too deep, and Lisa started getting hung up a little too much for it to be super comfortable. So we're going to just toot down off this spur back onto the main road, hit that loop the best we can with the daylight we've got, and that'll be that. So this should all well, I guess I'll just leave it recording so you guys can see. This is all super snowy, and it just kind of progressively gets less so. There's nothing terribly technical. There's one section I think that's a little off camber and a little weird, a little slippery, but not a big deal. Nothing really.
Fuck these branches, man.
Nothing really all that noteworthy except for these branches, man, that are attacking Lisa's dark colored paint. Fortunately, the Jeep has kind of gotten over that, I think, for the most part. Yeah, it's awful beautiful out here. Certainly worth the day trip. It'd be fun to camp out here, but we just didn't put that in the cards today.
I almost had a panic moment. My ass end was sliding down that gap, but I kept on it slow and steady and lived to tell the tale.
And this would be the section I was talking about. Yeah, just again, you just keep your nose high, and the worst case scenario, you drive at a little bit of an angle for a minute, no big deal.
It was a little bit of a fun.
I have no idea. I think we have about a third of it left. So anyway, we are in the last third of this northern part of the loop, and it is just a fucking pinstripe hell. Not a good time at all. as evidenced by the stopping and having to chop this friggin' tree. Just judging by how obnoxious I'm finding this, I'm sure Lisa is cursing this whole road. Pretty much wore my arm out clearing trail back there with the machete. Lisa got in on it with the clippers that she has in her truck. And it's this shit. It's this kind of fucking one gnarly branch that's really quite stiff, just sticking in the trail, that just happens over and over and over. Fucking relentless. Fucking relentless. So let's see if we can't keep going. My arm's just about wore out. I'm too fat, old, and fat and old for swinging a machete for mile on mile of fucking alder and devil's club and God only knows what else is in this crap, rhododendron. And we're deep enough in this bullshit now that it's kind of a catch-22. Do you turn around and go back through miles and miles more of this shit again? Or do you keep on trudging through even more of this shit, hoping it goes away? So we got out of the brambly bullshit, and the views are opening up some. Lisa caught up to me, so we should probably keep going. I'm filming.
Got it.
So anyway, it looks like we should be more or less in the clear. We're getting really close to getting back on the main trail, and then we're gonna head toward the highway and boogie home. So I'm not sure how much more. Ooh. Holy shit. So anyway, sorry about the shitty camera work, but look at that. Can you see that over there? Look at the rocky, snowy, craggy peak to the left. Wow. Anyway. All right, we're back on the main trail that loop kind of intercepts the middle of. And the road goes back to looking like a pretty, I don't want to say major, but a more major forest road. that has kind of the typical PDR feel, where there's washouts, it's bumpy, it's not well maintained, but it's big and it's not overgrown, and you're not getting pinstriped, thank God. So right now we're heading back down. We just now left that intersection point where if we turned right, we'd go back up a short little piece of trail that we're not going to see this trip, back to where we had originally jumped off on the loop. So now we're back on the main spur, heading back down toward civilization such as it is. So not really a whole lot to see here. Little short ways before we got to that intersection point with the main spur back here. We were cruising along and a big old black bear just went careening from the uphill side across the road and then down a fairly steep embankment. Pretty remarkable. Kind of cool to see because you don't get to see it nearly as often as I'd like to. And that, and just the speed at which that thing went frickin' flying down I don't want to say a cliff, but I'd be slipping on my way down. Pretty cool. All in all, this is a great trail. My review on this is definitely a thumbs up, definitely worthwhile. It'd be fun to do this with a little more time and the ability to explore these spur roads off of it, which there are several. Trails are cool, other than all that pinstripey bullshit back there. I have to bring a brush hog or something, I don't know. That was pretty terrible. That aside though, this trail is really, really cool. A lot of neat stuff out here. So hopefully we'll get out here again soon and explore a little more, but if we ever get a chance to come out here, it's definitely worth beating around. I'd say that if you were in like a cross track, you'd probably be all right. You know, any kind of stock 4x4 or not laughable SUV, you'd be just fine. There's certain little areas where there's washouts that you could probably get a tire buried if you were on little dinky tires or something, but definitely not anything terribly technical out here other than that little hill climb back there. But we were definitely up where people don't go very often this time of year, which is interesting. There's a real clear delineation of where people seem to stop. Now it was not too far back. All right, well, I'll pass you up here and I'll lead. Anyhow, the GoPro's not picking up jack squat, but beautiful view popped out on the road next to the, I'm guessing the Hood Canal here, out next to Daybob Bay if I'm not mistaken. And all aired up. Lisa's Morphlate system worked great. It was fast as all get out. It's hard to tell how much faster, if at all, it is than my ARB because Lisa's tires are smaller, but it looked fair margin quicker actually, which is kind of cool. The only downside is it's huge and it's hard to imagine where I would mount it in here. But ARB works great, so don't get me wrong.